It's stupid, said Quinn. Some hospital donor has it out for me, that's all. Even Dr. Crawford admitted I didn't do anything wrong. I wouldn't think so. You're a fabulous doctor. They'll realize that too. They must. What's happening to me has nothing to do with how good of a doctor I am. This is one guy with a chip on his shoulder who is trying to stick it to me, grumbled Quinn. I thought you said your boss was nice, Nora asked, confused for a moment. Dr. Crawford is great, but he can't override the hospital board no matter what he says. His hands are tied. It's just this one man, this Fred Smith, you know? The CEO of RexCorp. That's a difficult spot to be in for sure, Nora answered, placing a caring hand on Quinn's shoulder. I can't tell the kids just yet. Not until I get my job back. I think I will, right? You're sure to get it back if you haven't done anything wrong, said Nora. Think of it as a vacation. In fact, why don't we all go somewhere to take our minds off it for a while? That's actually a great idea, said Quinn, her mind now swirling with ideas. Upstairs, it was the first time Sammy and Jake, the boy posing as her brother, had been alone all day, and Sammy was desperate to confront him. So she turned on the water faucet and whispered to keep their conversation private. What happened, Jake? You were supposed to switch back with Denny, but you're still here. Look, I like you and all, but I miss my real brother, Sammy said. Jake replied with a hint of sadness. My dad showed up unexpectedly. I had to hide in the bushes so he wouldn't see us together. He ended up taking Denny home because he was the one my dad saw first. Sammy, looking frustrated, asked, So what's our next move? Our plan's a mess. We need to figure out how to get your dad and my mom together. Where's the phone again? Jake asked. Maybe we should give him another call. Sammy fetched the phone and handed it to Jake. After he dialed his home number, Jake passed it back to her. Hello? Chef Julian's voice came through from the kitchen handset. Speaking confidently, Sammy said, Hi, this is Samantha Murphy. Can I talk to Jake? He's my friend. Chef Julian, wiping his hands on his apron, shouted upstairs, Jake, telephone call for you. It's your friend Samantha. Thanks, Denny called down, tiptoeing along the hallway to check if his father was busy in the office. He then slipped into his father's room to answer the call. Sammy? Denny spoke into the phone just as Chef Julian disconnected downstairs. No, it's me, Jake. The phone on the other end corrected, a hint of amusement in his tone. You know, the guy you're pretending to be? Denny brightened. Oh, Jake! Good, you called. There's a lot you need to know. Not sure how you'll take it, but I think you'll be pleased. Jake's voice dropped to a whisper. What happened? Tell me everything. Denny paused for a moment before answering. Your dad threw your mom out, so it's safe for you to come back home now. Really? Really? For real? Did he throw her out for good? Asked Jake, incredulous. It was more like the security guards who actually threw her out, but yeah, your dad's sending all her stuff to her. He changed the locks and everything, so we can switch back. I don't know how we do that, though. Your dad is taking me to Dragon World on a special trip. Oh, wow! My dad's so cool. I want to go to Dragon World, crowed Jake. Yeah, he actually really is, man, said Denny. But, hey, I was thinking in order to switch back, maybe you should get my mom to take you and Sammy to Dragon World too. I heard Lance tell my dad the plan. We're staying in room 8808 of the Fairy Forest Resort. Oh boy, Sammy will love the Fairest Fairy Resort, said Jake, as Sammy's eyes grew wide. Okay, we'll work on it. Okay, shoot, your dad's coming. I gotta go. Remember, Dragon World, Fairy Forest Resort, room 8808. And with that, Denny hung up the phone. Over at the Murphys' house, Jake relayed everything he'd just heard to Sammy, concluding firmly, "We need to convince your mom to take us to Dragon World. It's our best chance." "I have always wanted to go to Dragon World!" screeched Sammy excitedly. Just then, Quinn appeared in the doorway. "Did you say something about Dragon World?" she asked the children, who stood in surprised silence, unsure of how much Quinn had heard. Yes?" stammered Sammy, casually hiding the phone behind her back. "What are you doing with the phone, silly?" asked Quinn. "She was gonna call Dragon World to see if they're open this week," suggested Jake, covering for Sammy. "Well, guess what?" said Quinn. "You're in luck. Nora said that maybe we should go away for a few days and have some fun." "I agree with her. What do you think, kids? Is Dragon World the place you want to go?" "Yay!" the children yelled, both grabbing Quinn around her legs. "Can we stay in the Fairy Forest Resort? I hear it's great," pleaded Sammy, her cheeks turning hot and red. Quinn took out her cell phone and said into it, "Call Fairy Forest Resort, Dragon World." The phone immediately dialed the number as Sammy and Jake jumped up and down excitedly, hugging each other and whooping. "Do you have any availability tomorrow afternoon? I know it's soon." "A suite? That sounds expensive," said Quinn into the phone. "Don't you have anything else? Anything maybe a bit less fancy?" "Oh, I see. Well, I'll book it then. Yes, 1 second." Quinn got out her credit card and began reading off the numbers. This trip would be expensive. But Quinn realized that her children would only be young once, and it wouldn't be long until she was back at the hospital and too busy to go. She needed to make the very most of this time, suspension or not. The next day, after a 4-hour drive, Quinn and her family checked into their suite at the Fairy Forest Resort. Sammy and Jake were practically bursting with excitement as Quinn stood there, juggling hotel paperwork, her purse, and the room keys. The door right across the hall opened, and its occupants emerged. Quinn couldn't believe her eyes.
Hi, Quinn here. And if you're wondering what happens next, click on the link in the description to listen to the full audio series. You can also watch the next episode here in the playlist.